So this is the Studer C37. This is a machine, one of the reasons that this studio sounds so legendary. It's a valve tape machine. It's one of the, it's been restored by a guy in Switzerland for us, whose father used to work for Studer. It's in excellent shape and it makes a great sound. It's got a great sound stage, and that's one of the reasons we put a lot of our even digital recordings back through tape before cutting. So what we're going to show you now is what you need to do before you get cutting. First thing you must be aware of is tape. At this point you keep tape well away from what we're about to do, which is degauss the machine. Degaussing means demagnetizing the heads. Tape is very important in this philosophy of purity of sound that we're talking about. The tape is tape made by Piral, RMG International in France, and these guys create a number of different tape formulations, but these days the tape signal to noise is extremely good. You don't need Dolby, there's hardly any hiss. Keeping tape well away, Casper is now going to degauss this. You notice it's not on, so the reason it's not on is because you don't demag when the machine is on. Casper.
Right. So this is a demag machine here. This basically takes any excess magnetism away from the heads. You can get iron filing build up on the heads themselves if they're magnetized. You can get just general degrading of sound quality. So this is like cleaning the magnetism away from the head. So
it aligns the domains.
Yeah.
On the in the material as well, which or messes them up actually. They aligned.
So what we want to do is you want to take the end of this here, making sure there's no tape anywhere near this, because this could wipe anything that's recorded on tape if it gets within the magnetic field. So we want to carefully put this close to the tape heads and kind of swirl along, being careful not to actually touch the tape heads. So we want to take the end of this degaussing machine and we want to kind of swirl them, put it close to the actual tape heads themselves, swirl it around, and then draw it away to pull the magnetism away. We do that for all of the heads here.
What Casper's doing is messing up the domains so that on the erase head, the play head and the record head.
What we can also do, sometimes magnetism can build up on the rollers here as well, so you want to just draw a little trace of the rollers.
Even though the rollers are principally aluminium alloy, they do have some iron.
Alright.
The thing about a magnetic field is that it's root mean squared. It dies away very quickly, so it's not going to affect things a long way away. Literally after a couple of feet there is no magnetism. So as Casper pulled it away from the heads, that distance there is sufficiently far away that it will not be realigning the domains that we've nicely jumbled up.
The next thing to do is to clean the heads and the rollers with pure alcohol. Now it's important that you use pure alcohol to clean the heads, because if you use partly diluted alcohol, you can leave a residue on the tape heads, and you don't want that. You want them to be as clean as possible, so pure alcohol only.
Except on the pinch roller, which
except the pinch roller, which is rubber, and the alcohol will destroy the rubber, so we only use water on that one.
And pure water, purified water.
Distilled water. Right, so everyday cotton bud, alcohol, and you want to carefully, going just left to right, wipe away any residue that may be on the heads, on the tape lifter. You can get quite a bit of build up on the tape lifter, so it's important that you clean that off. And any of the rollers. Give them a little clean.
This alcohol evaporates in seconds, so it doesn't sit around on the various parts that Casper's touching. So,
Right. We've cleaned the tape heads.
still water.
Yep.
Lots of water near electronics. Very clever.
Great.
So now we can switch the machine on.
Yeah. And now we're going to realign.
We're going to realign. So it's very important. We're taking a lot of time on this section because if you're using a tape machine, it's actually very important. This applies to 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch machines. All this stuff you should go through before setting up the machine. It's important that the 3 steps: degaussing, cleaning the heads and rollers, and lining up. A lot of people do shortcut these steps, and actually it's critical to do these things every time and get it right, because it will affect the sound of your final recording more than anything, because this is the source, and the source is where what people need to concentrate on. Before we go into lineup, let's just because we're going to have to change a few things, so as we change we'll go through what we're doing. Casper's taking off the large reel there.
Yep.